feel like your weight loss journey is happening too slowly? Like your weekly weight loss on a GLP-1 medication isn't happening as fast as you think it should be? Stick around, let's talk about it for a couple of minutes and decide whether a slow pace is the right way to go. Hi, welcome to Me and You More. Thanks for tuning in. So let's jump right in and talk about weight loss and GLP-1 medications. And do you feel like the weekly amount that you're losing is too slow? The reason I decided to do this video today is because it's actually 5 months since I started on a weight loss journey. I started out on Mounjaro, and when Mounjaro was in a shortage state, I switched to a compound. And I've been on the compound now for 3 of the 5 months that I've been doing the weight loss. So I thought today was an appropriate time to talk about the journey and how quickly or how slowly I've gotten to this point. So 5 months in, and I have lost a total of 23 pounds. And I say that proudly because 23 pounds is a lot of weight. 23 pounds, my clothes are getting pretty big now, I'm happy to say. And when I think about it in terms of how I can visualize it, I always look at 5-pound bags of sugar or 5-pound bags of flour, and I've been able to line up, 4 of those and pretty near close to finishing out the 5th one now, and I realize that's the amount of fat that is now gone from my body. When I look at it that way, it's a tremendous amount, and it's something to be proud of because this is not an easy path to go down, as you all know if you're tuning in or you're just curious and you want to know more. And so I want to talk about, did I lose the right amount of weight? Am I losing too slowly? And the reason I bring up slowly is there was a point in time, maybe 2 months in, that I was really questioning how quickly I was losing weight. I had some friends and some family members also on the same weight loss journey doing GLP-1 meds, and they were like, oh, I was on it for a month, I lost 20 pounds, or oh, I've been on it for 3 months, I've already lost 30 pounds. And I'm like, geez, I've been on it for 2 months now, and I've lost, 10 pounds, or 3 months, and I've lost 15 or whatever it was at the time. And I was beginning to wonder, am I doing something wrong? On top of that, I watch a tremendous amount of YouTube videos, and I follow a lot of content creators on the whole GLP-1 weight loss journey, and they seem to be losing weight, more pounds per week or pounds per month. And around the 2 to 3 month in mark, I was getting like a little depressed, I guess, because I thought, well, what am I doing this for? They're losing 20 pounds, or they've lost 40 pounds, and why am I not losing this much? And so I finally kind of took a step back and said to myself, you are losing a pound a week. A pound a week. That is not a bad thing, right? I didn't gain all this weight overnight. I didn't gain all this weight in 3 months or 6 months or a year even, right? This has been a long accumulation of fat. So why should I be beating myself up over what somebody else has done versus what I have done? So once I kind of wrapped my head around that, everything got actually a lot easier, and I was becoming very proud of the weight that I lost. I think that if we keep watching YouTube videos and people are like, I've lost 60 pounds in this short a time, or I've lost this, you're not on that same sort of journey or timeline, you will think that you're not doing something right. And so I realized I was doing something right, and I was losing weight, and that is the whole purpose of this, right? To be on these meds to lose weight. And I was, eating the right foods most of the time. I'm not gonna lie. I will still throw a donut in my mouth, or I'm exercising, not as much as I should be, but by and large, I'm really following a plan that will lead me to ultimately to weight loss. So my goal when I started this process was 50 pounds. I started at 200 pounds. I'm not embarrassed or ashamed to say that. It's what brought me to this point. And I put my goal at a 50-pound loss and decided at that 2 or 3 month mark where I was making myself crazy over how much I wasn't losing, that I would give myself 1 year to lose the 50 pounds. And that is basically at a pound a week. And I feel like if you have been on other weight loss programs, you've done, other attempts at a weight loss journey, almost every program that you're on will tell you a slow weight loss is a good thing, right? Your body needs time to keep adjusting to the changes that it makes. I know for myself, I would get to a certain weight, and I hovered around 185 for a very, very long time. I wasn't necessarily happy there, but I was there for a long time. And your body just adjusts to that weight, right? Your metabolism, everything you do sort of factors in at that weight, and your body wants to maintain that weight, right? So it gets a little crazy when you start giving it way less calories. So there are times as your calorie reduction, goes on from week to week, where your body starts holding on, right? It's like, hey, we're good here. What are you doing? We don't want to lose any more weight. And those are those plateau weeks. Like I would go to maybe even 3 weeks and I'd say, geez, Louise, I'm not losing any more weight. And then boom, all of a sudden, 2 pounds would drop. So, I am not a doctor. I am not in the medical profession. I am not professing to provide you with any medical information here on weight loss, on what you should be losing or shouldn't be losing from a medical perspective. I'm only talking to you about my personal journey. And I wanted to share this today because, again, I am at that 5 month mark, and again, proudly have lost 23 pounds. And I said, I know there are other people out there, just like I couldn't figure out how much compound to put in that darn syringe. I also thought there's probably other people out there who are only losing a pound a week, or a pound here and then nothing, and then maybe 2 pounds, and they're probably feeling the same frustration, right? We don't have still a lot of experience with this program. You can certainly reach out to your physician, and he or she should be able to tell you, they should be able to tell you what should be right for you. But I don't want people to be discouraged. I think if you have lost a lot of weight very quickly, or, the person that I knew that lost 20 pounds in that first month, they weighed 100 pounds more than me when they started, right? So I would have often found now, having looked into this a little bit more, that people who are losing really big weight loss numbers in those first months or whatever, had a substantial amount more weight to lose than I did. And I think that does factor into it. Again, I am not a doctor. I am not a nutritionist. It's just my own experience and what I've sort of gathered through my life. So I feel like that the heavier you are, and that big calorie reduction that we definitely experience on the GLP1 meds, you will lose. You got a lot more fat, and so you'll probably lose a chunk of it more. So I just thought that it was important to have this sort of a blog video, whatever you want to call it, to let people know to don't get discouraged, right? If I was discouraged 2 or 3 months ago, I would have, stopped. I would have said, this is, I'm spending a lot of money on this. As we all know, it's costly if your insurance isn't covering it. I didn't want to get that discouraged that I would stop doing it, and I wanted to keep this journey going, and I'm glad I did. I am down 23 pounds, and you should be happy with whatever weight loss you have going on. If you're losing weight slowly, I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think you should beat yourself up about it. I don't think that you should question fundamentally if you want to check in with your physician, I think, or if you're using a compound provider. I know they have support groups and they have people you can contact. You should do that, right? You should say, hey, I'm only losing a half a pound a week or a pound a week or whatever. Is this normal? Is this what I should be using? Just like, don't believe a little bit what I say. I'm a YouTuber. I'm sending out content there. There are a lot of people on YouTube who are, have your best interest at heart, but maybe the information they're sharing isn't necessarily accurate, or certainly not accurate for you, right? We're all individuals. So anyway, sharing that little bit of advice, I hope you'll find it helpful. I hope you'll stay on your journey. Again, my goal is 50 pounds in a year, so I am right on track. I'm where I need to be. I'll keep checking in. I'll let you know where I am, and yeah, we'll go from there. The next one we'll talk about is when was the right time, or I felt it was time to increase my dosage, and see how that also plays in for you, and when you feel it's time for you to increase or stay where you are for a significant amount of time. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.